What is the kind of conclusion reached in this Business Week piece, Lucas?
Well, I think for most of YouTube's existence, people thought of it as a short-form video service that people watched probably initially on laptops and desktop computers, then primarily mobile phones. And over the last 3 to 5 years, there's been a pretty dramatic shift where the television is now the primary device that people use, at least in the US and increasingly in other countries. And as a result of that, or a little bit of a chicken and the egg scenario, but the length of video that people are watching is getting longer, whether that's a 3-hour Joe Rogan podcast or a 25-minute sitcom. And the latter is something that really interested me because I also think most people think of YouTube as a place for sort of crappy, unscripted stuff. And increasingly, there is scripted programming that people actually watch on YouTube.
Slopfest is what you say in the piece. And this idea that it has slop is something that perhaps others in the industry try to portray, but how have they pushed back against that? How are we seeing that reverse in terms of trends or not, Lucas?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's been this ongoing debate as to whether there is quality programming on YouTube, right? They had what were their brand safety scandals a little less than a decade ago, where you had ads run against unsafe materials. You had a lot of their biggest stars get in trouble. You had Jeffrey Katzenberg start this service Quibi that was supposed to be, YouTube, but YouTube-length videos with sort of Netflix budgets. That didn't work. And the truth is that for most people, what they see on YouTube is quality. If you asked someone who watches Hot Ones, the chicken wing eating question show, like that's a talk show that young people care about a lot more than Seth Meyers, for example. But I do...
Lucas, just real quick, I couldn't name, though, a single YouTube original. Like, I have HBO Max because of The Last of Us. I go to Apple TV because of Silo. And that's the reason I have all of these different platforms and subscription bills every month. What's YouTube doing there? Like, some name recognition programming, original programming.
Well, but have you heard of Hot Ones or Mr. Beast?
Yeah. Yeah,
those
different format, but good example, right?
So, look, we're not at the point where they're making a Last of Us for YouTube. The budgets are too big for that to make money on YouTube. I think there's a belief that we may eventually get there, certainly with the use of AI bringing the cost down. But that is the kind of the big white whale for YouTube, if you will. Or YouTube would tell you that you can still watch The Last of Us on YouTube. You'll just do it via Max and kind of buy Max as from the YouTube Google channel store.